Why do 3 out of 5 LGBTQ plus teens face rejection from family? This is a question that haunts many young people who are just beginning to understand their own identities. The fear of rejection, the anxiety of not being accepted for who they are, and the potential for being ostracized by those they love the most can be overwhelming. For many, the family home, which should be a place of safety and love, becomes a battleground of misunderstanding and prejudice. Meet Connor, a brave 13-year-old who knows this all too well. Connor's story is one of courage, resilience, and the harsh realities faced by many LGBTQ plus teens. His journey is a testament to the strength it takes to be true to oneself in the face of adversity. Hi, I'm Connor, a bisexual 13-year-old in middle school. My life, like many others, is filled with the usual challenges of adolescence: school, friends, and figuring out who I am. But there's an added layer of complexity when it comes to my sexuality. I gathered up the courage to come out to my mom on my birthday, thinking it was time she knew. Birthdays are supposed to be a time of celebration and joy, a moment to feel special and loved. I thought that by sharing this part of myself with my mom, it would bring us closer. I imagined a scenario where she would hug me, tell me she loved me no matter what, and that we would move forward together, stronger than ever. But instead of support, I got kicked out. The look on her face when I told her was something I will never forget. It was a mix of shock, anger, and disappointment. She didn't say anything at first, just stared at me as if I had turned into a stranger right before her eyes. Then the yelling started. She called me names, said things that cut deep into my heart, and finally told me to leave. My mom, who's got serious homophobia, flipped out when she heard about my sexuality and my four-way relationship. She couldn't understand how I could be attracted to more than one person, let alone people of the same gender. Her reaction was not just about my sexuality, but also about her own fears and prejudices. She saw my identity as a threat to her beliefs and her way of life. She didn't just stop there. She told everyone in the family, including my dad, who's in jail for drug possession. The news spread like wildfire. My aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone knew within hours. My dad, who I hadn't seen in years, found out through a letter my mom sent him. It felt like my entire world was crumbling around me, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. My life turned into a nightmare. School became a place of dread, as rumors spread and whispers followed me down the hallways. Friends I thought I could trust turned their backs on me. I felt isolated, alone, and scared. The place that was supposed to be my sanctuary, my home, was now a place of hostility and rejection. My grandparents tried to help, but things got messier. They were caught in the middle, trying to support me while also dealing with my mom's anger and disappointment. They offered me a place to stay, but it was clear that the tension was affecting them too. They loved me, but they were also struggling to understand and accept my identity. One day, I came home to a barrage of messages from my partners. They were worried about me, asking if I was okay, if I needed anything. Their support was a lifeline, a reminder that I wasn't completely alone. But it also added to the complexity of my situation. How could I explain to them what was happening at home? How could I protect them from the fallout of my mom's reaction? Furious, I confronted my mom. I couldn't hold back my anger and frustration any longer. I demanded to know why she was treating me this way, why she couldn't accept me for who I was. The argument escalated quickly, with both of us shouting and saying things we would later regret. It was a moment of raw emotion, a clash of two worlds that seemed irreconcilable. We had a massive argument, and I locked myself in my room to cool off. I needed space to think, to process everything that was happening. My room, once a place of comfort, now felt like a prison. I sat on my bed, staring at the walls, trying to make sense of the chaos that had become my life. Next morning, I found my room empty except for my phone. My mom had taken everything: my clothes, my books, my personal belongings. It was her way of telling me that I no longer had a place in her home. The emptiness of the room mirrored the emptiness I felt inside. I stormed into my mom's room, and the fight got so loud the neighbors called the cops. It was a scene of utter chaos. We were both yelling, the tension and anger boiling over. The neighbors, concerned for our safety, called the police. When they arrived, the situation only escalated further. I stepped outside to see all my stuff on the driveway. My mom had thrown everything out, making it clear that I was no longer welcome. It was a moment of profound loss, a realization that the place I had called home was no longer mine. My mom slapped me in front of the cops, and they arrested her after 15 minutes of chaos. The slap was a final act of defiance, a refusal to accept me for who I was. The police, witnessing the violence, had no choice but to arrest her. It was a moment of heartbreak and relief, knowing that the immediate danger was over, but that the damage had been done. Now I live with my godmother, Heather, and I'm grateful for her support. Heather has been a beacon of hope in my life, offering me a safe place to stay and the unconditional love that I so desperately needed. She has been my rock, helping me navigate the challenges and uncertainties of my new reality. I even got a part-time job at Subway to make some extra cash. Working has given me a sense of independence and purpose. It's a small step towards rebuilding my life, but it's a step in the right direction. The routine of work, the camaraderie with my coworkers, and the satisfaction of earning my own money have been incredibly empowering. My four-way relationship is still going strong, and I'm doing okay. My partners have been my pillars of support, standing by me through thick and thin. Our relationship, unconventional as it may be, is built on love, trust, and mutual respect. Together, we are navigating the complexities of our identities and the challenges of a world that often doesn't understand us. So, am I the jerk for keeping secrets from my mom since I was 10? This question haunts me. I wonder if things would have been different if I had been more open with her from the beginning. But then I remember the fear, the uncertainty, and the need to protect myself. Keeping secrets was a way to survive, to hold on to a part of myself that I wasn't ready to share. Let me know what you think. Your perspective matters to me. Sharing my story is a way to connect, to find understanding and support from others who may have faced similar challenges. It's a way to start a conversation, to break the silence and stigma that often surround LGBTQ+ issues. Thanks for listening. I gotta go before my godmother starts worrying. Heather has been through so much with me, and I don't want to add to her worries. But sharing my story with you has been a cathartic experience. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is hope, there is love, and there is a future worth fighting for.